Hello and welcome back to the Fortnightly Q&A. My name's Lumin and right now it's time for some questions, but before I get to that, I just want to address the fact that the Q&A is a bit late and give you reasons as to why it is. So, I wanted to delay it a little bit, almost a week, I think, so that it could be just before BlizzCon, so that we could maybe get a bunch of BlizzCon questions in the next Q&A. They don't have to be all BlizzCon, please. Ask others as well so we can get a little bit of everything, so we can keep everyone happy. But if, we just get everything BlizzCon and you get it all out of our systems, that would be great, right? I think that would be nice. So, if you have any questions about anything else, feel free to leave them. But if you want to talk BlizzCon or anything that was announced there or shown off there, this is the place. Let's begin. Loloki, you're quite talkative, aren't you? Yes. I guess that's why I'm here. I guess. I like talking off camera as well. I do, it depends on the company, of course. I talk to Nero all day long. Talk to Eileen all the time as well, I do like talking. Zer, question for you next time. How many languages do you speak? So, English, for one, my first language. I speak Afrikaans, but recently I've been told that my Afrikaans is terrible and that I am an embarrassment because I have a bad accent. I don't practice it, and I'm out of practice. I never speak Afrikaans to anyone, and it's never really been my home language. It was my home language for a couple of years with Helene, but then we switched over to English anyway. So every time I speak Afrikaans nowadays, then she has to say something about how bad it sounds. Jokingly, of course, but man. Yeah, I speak Afrikaans first language as well. I understand literally everything that anyone could ever say to me. I know all the words, I know everything, I just have a bad accent nowadays. I speak it first language. Then there's German, which I think is a very distant third language. I don't speak German all that well. There's going to be an opportunity for me here to try, okay? And I'm going to try and keep it very minimalistic because it's just not something I do very often. Sure, I need to practice, and I will practice, but man, I don't know if this Q&A is the time or the place, but whatever. Okay, so my German is more just understanding. I understand pretty much everything that anyone says at me. I don't read it very well. That's actually where I have a bit of a problem here. But the person who asked the questions that are coming up in German actually left them in English as well, so that makes it a little bit easier. We'll get to that when we get to that. But yeah, it's mainly English and Afrikaans, and then a little German sprinkled in there. Then, I'm going to move on to the next question immediately because there are a couple here related to German and Germany, and it's sort of just going to be easier to go through them all, and I think I'll answer all of them in the process, really in-depthly. Wimpy the Third, are you speaking South African mainly where you live, or English? Either way, it's very close to Dutch and then German. Is that the reason you pick up German quick, or is it because you learn German at home? Just curious. So, I do speak mainly English. Like I said, I used to speak a lot more Afrikaans. I was schooled in Afrikaans. All my schooling was done in Afrikaans. But we still spoke English at home. So it was a very interesting little thing that we had going there, but whatever. And I do think that that's one of the reasons that I don't struggle quite as much with German, because it sounds very similar to Afrikaans. The words are all very similar. The way you build sentences is similar, and it's very different to English. So it's sort of like backwards, actually. So it's much easier for me to understand the German because of that. So yeah, that's probably the reason. And no, we didn't learn German at any point. It's all just from listening to my father, his family members. He still speaks German on a daily basis to his family, or our family, whatever, and to clients, business partners, whatever. It's still a common thing. Shrenko, when you and Eileen reach Germany one day, have you thought about searching for a job? Besides YouTube and Twitch, maybe? Yes. I've considered it, but the dream would obviously be to go over there and do YouTube and Twitch full time, make it work. But I think the main possibility would come in for me just getting a job to get us over there and to settle in and stuff like that. And that would only really happen if something goes wrong with the plans that we want to set in motion at some point soon. So it's not ideal, but if for some reason we can't get over there soon, within the next couple of months, I guess, or early next year, with just YouTube and Twitch, then I might have to do something or consider something like that. This is another question that I am going to sort of answer a little later on in this again. Like, there are a couple that link up with this, so I'm not going to talk about it too much just yet, but it's something that I have considered, and I would definitely do to get us over there. I don't have a very impressive CV or resume or whatever you call it. Like, I don't know if people look at me on paper if they'd ever hire me, but if I get an interview with them, maybe I could charm them, you know? Next, the Sparrow's Journey. Hey Lumin, question, do you realize the weather in Germany is a whole lot different from where you live right now? Are you prepared for that? It's a good question, and I am, personally, I'm definitely prepared for it. I think that we're going to try and move to the warmer parts of Germany anyway, and I think that the climate is a little more extreme there. It's more on the cold side. I don't think it gets as hot in Germany as it does here, but there are still warmer parts in Germany, but the main concern, I guess, would just be the colder winters. To me, that's not a concern. Okay, I love the cold, and I'm extremely excited about snow, just snow in general. Having a white Christmas, oh, that would be amazing. I'm excited about that. Helene and Nero, maybe not so much. They are summer babies, they love the sun, they would probably prefer it if it was just sunny all year round, but whatever, they're gonna have to deal, because the plan is going to Germany and staying in Germany, so that's just it. I mean, Helene actually, she has reasons to fear the cold. She has a very mild hereditary arthritis that she kind of struggles with in winter. She gets pains and stuff, but she'll make it work. I am confident that she will, and I don't think it's going to be that bad. I mean, we have pretty cold winters. I mean, we get low temperatures, like down to 0 to 5 in certain parts of the country. And we've had super cold here just this past winter even. It was really cold. Sure, not as cold as in Germany, but cold. So I think I'm prepared. Don't know about them, but they'll have to be prepared by the time we move. Captain Pebbles. It's awesome to hear that you want to move to Germany since I subscribed to you years ago. Do you know in which city you want to live? Then Mitch H. Hey Lumin, as a German fan of your channel, I have to ask, whereabouts in Germany are you thinking about going? Have a nice day. Thank you. Those two are the same question, basically. We're thinking about southern Germany. I like the look of it. I like the sound of it. I think that we would fit in nicely there. I think that it's nice and close to the other countries that we're interested in as well. And we're considering a smaller town. I don't want to live in a big city. Maybe on the outskirts of a big city or something like that. But I want at least a bit of space, and I want at least a bit of nature nearby. So we'll go somewhere where we can still get decent internet, but also a slightly less hectic or crazy lifestyle or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't want to live in a big city. But southern Germany is what we plan in. That's the plan. Now, here are a couple of questions from Eisengott. These are in German. They're also in English, so I'm going to answer them in both German and English. The German part's going to be terrible. I cannot read German at all. Like, I struggle so much. I don't know what the words look like. You know, on paper when they've been typed out here, I don't know what they are. So when I say them and I pronounce them wrong, then I wouldn't recognize them, so it's difficult for me. I'm just trying to get all the excuses out of the way quickly. I just don't read German. I've never been, you know, in a position where I'd had to do that. But they are in English here as well, so what I'll do is I'll read the German question, read the English question, answer it in German, answer it in English. At the end of the questions here, Eisengott says, I'd really enjoy it if you could read the German questions and answer them in German as best you can. Greetings from Germany. Mika, aka Eisengott LP. This is going to be an adventure, guys. This is going to be an adventure. Also, if I put on a voice for the German, then just live with it, because it's easier for me to make myself try and sound like a German, you know? I don't know why. It's fine. So. Ich habe deine Vlogs richtig geliebt, wenn du mit Nero Gassi gegangen bist und dein Haus und so weiter gezeigt hast, wirst du sowas auch weiter Würdest du sowas auch weiter in Deutschland machen? Zum Beispiel, wenn du deine neue Umgebung erkunst? That was so butchered. English version. I loved your blogs when you went out with Nero and walked and showed us your house and the bacon videos. Man, I was wondering what that was. Makes sense now. Will you do vlogs again in Germany? Example, when you're exploring your new surroundings. Exploring, that's the word. Erkunst. So, German first. Give me 1 second to plan this. Okay, so. Nero hat heute von mich gesagt. Guck hier, Papasaurus. Ich genießen Laufen. Nein. Ich liebe Laufen. Lauf in Südafrika in die Sommer. Das ist okay. Lauf in Deutschland in den Winter. Das macht nicht. Lauf. Immer Lauf. Als Papa will mitlaufen? Ist das gut? Bring deine Handy, Papa. Du kannst aufnehmen. Das ist okay. Nero hat von mich das gesagt. Heute. In dem Kuchen. This is so much fun. Okay. Ich und Helene und Nero, unsere lieben Laufen, unsere Gehirn, heute und morgen und Freitag und in Deutschland kann ich und Helene und Nero Erkunst und aufnehmen und einmal in Woche kann uns verfahren und mehr sehen? Okay. That's pretty much it. I'm struggling. The Nero part was fine. So basically, I was just saying that Nero told me today that he loves walking. Or is laufen running? My god, it doesn't really matter. It's the same thing. He absolutely loves walking in South Africa in the summer and Germany in the winter. It doesn't matter. He likes it all. And he'd be okay with it if I take my phone with and record, and that would be great. That's basically what I said. Is that even an answer? I'm just trying to use the words that I know to answer your question, because if I try and, like, closer to the end, like I did, try and stray from what I know, it just becomes difficult. So, next question, number 2. I'm trying my best here, okay? I never speak German. Haben du und Helene schon angefangen, Deutsch zu lernen? Du hast ja eventuell schon Sprachenkenntnisse durch deinen familiären Hintergrund. Aber wie hast das mit Helene? I actually understood most of that, even though I butchered it. Have you and Helene already started learning German? You might already have some knowledge due to your family background, but how about Helene? Deutsch ist... Mein Deutsch ist nicht so schlecht. Es ist auch nicht so gut. Ich hab... keine Ahnung, was sie sagt. Mal ich probieren. Helene, sie sie mochte Deutsch und sie will lernen. Helene hat Duolingo auf diesem Handy und sie sprechen in der Handy und lernen ein bisschen mit das. Und Duolingo ist gut. Es ist sehr, sehr Spaß. Duolingo ist sehr Spaß. Und sehr schön. Ich liebe Duolingo. You see, I'll try and stick with what I know. Helene spricht auch Afrikanisch. Und das hilft viel mit Deutsch. Aha! Bam! Done! So I basically just said that Helene, I understand German and speak German a little bit better. Helene, she has been fiddling with Duolingo on her phone quite a bit, and she speaks at it. I didn't know how to say that part, but she speaks at it quite a lot, and she listens and she fiddles, and because she also knows Afrikaans quite well, the German and the sentence structure and everything makes a bit more sense to her. So she's practicing. And I will probably have some point have to practice as well, because some of the basics I just don't know. I just don't know. Then, number 3. Freust du dich schon auf das kalte Klima hier im guten alten Deutschland? Okay, die Sommer sind teilweise echt schön. Ich liebe die kalte Klima und das feucht, die Sommer. Es ist okay für mich. Nero will nicht laufen. Lauf. Im der kalt auf der oder der feucht hat oder heat feucht. Das macht nicht. So, ich soll das genießen. Und es ist okay. That was terrible. I tried. Okay, fine. That was the last question. Oh my god, I'm done. That was, man. Is there sweat on my brow? Because that was tough. That was like being back in school. Whew. I tried. I hope that was okay. Eisengott, I hope that was okay. The last question was about the climate, the cold and wet climate. Oh, is feucht is wet. Is feucht cold? Cold. Oh my god. I think I butchered that one. I thought, okay, I don't know. Is warm hot? Warm Klima? I don't even know. So I messed that up, but there you go. It was about the cold and wet in Germany. The summers are kind of nice, he says, but most of the year the weather's a little grumpy. I definitely think that it's going to be okay. Like I answered before on the previous questions, I think it'll be fine for us in the cold and the wet. Feucht must be wet, right? Damn, so that question... Oh well, I tried. Okay, I tried. I'll just refer you to the previous ones. Next question. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Man, it's embarrassing. Okay, I'm embarrassed. Ater Boreal. Hey Lumin, I've got a number of questions too that I hope you won't mind answering. What do you think about consoles? If you used a controller, what about its influence on PC games and developers? So, I think consoles are great, and I mean, certain crowds, certain people, they prefer consoles. They prefer the controller. They prefer sitting in front of their TV instead of here in front of a desk at their PC. I get that completely. And, you know, while I personally don't really... I've used a controller before a lot. We've got a PlayStation 3. I don't really spend my time playing on consoles. I don't really enjoy using the controller that much. I think it's mainly because I don't have that familiarity with it. I don't use the controller all that often, and because of that, I just kind of suck at it, so it's less enjoyable. But, I mean, I like consoles, and the influence that they have on PC games and developers, probably a good thing, because there are so many different games that come out that are entirely different to anything you find on PC. Well, not entirely, but very different to what you find on PC. And, you know, the more games, the better. The more variety, the better. it doesn't really matter. Like, sure, sometimes it kind of sucks when a game is released on console and then they don't port it properly over to PC, but that's a completely different issue. That's something you can go on about for eons, okay, and never be happy with it. But, you know, for the most part, I think just more is better. And sure, if some companies have an easier time making games for the consoles instead of just for the PC, then that's fine too. I mean, if they make a good game, it can be a good game on the console or on the PC. It doesn't matter. You should never really compare console to PC in that way. They are separate entities and they should be seen as such. And yeah, I mean, they have their place. I have nothing against consoles. I just don't really, at this point, need one for myself to play on regularly. That's basically it. Your nickname. You've already told in previous Q&As that it comes from the book project of yours, but the noun itself comes from Latin, lumen, luminous. Lumen is the root, which means light. Were you aware of this? And as context, for light, would you prefer enlightenment? Holy light of divine grace, sunlight, light bulb, or maybe that wonderful light from the screen that lets you play PC games. Wow, okay. I guess I prefer that. I mean, those all sound much better. I did actually know about the root of the word and the origin and like sort of what it meant and stuff, but not when I chose it. I only sort of figured that out afterwards. I don't know why I chose Lumin. It was just, it came to me. Okay, I decided that's the name, done, and I just stuck with it. And I'm very happy that it ended up being what it is and meaning what it means. Because I love the meaning of it. It means a whole lot of different things. Sure, used in different situations, but the root of the word, it remains the same, and it's a good one, right? I like it a lot. So yeah, it's all very entertaining stuff. It's like, it's really nice if you can go back and like learn a little bit more about the origins or the roots of words or names or stuff like that that are linked to you in some way. It's nice to hear. It's nice. Tomcat. I miss you in Krendor's newly started Blood Bowl 2 League. How come your Skaven team isn't in it? Is it your bad internet connection? It's, you know, I don't know. Look, at the time that he was putting the league together, I was actually having really bad internet problems. Right now, our internet's actually doing a lot better. I'm able to upload stuff, it's going well. But at the same time, the fact that I'm down here in South Africa and the time zones are different and the internet has this big delay on it if I play to the EU and like all the reasons the internet, they're all there, it's valid. You know, that kind of made me not want to reach out to him and ask, but he didn't actually approach me about it. I think I might have been the only person he didn't re-invite to the league. I don't know if everyone else is in it, but I never got word of it. And I'm assuming, unfortunately, I didn't really contribute very much in terms of view numbers or subscribers or anything like that, or hype factor or whatever, because my channel is so small, by far the smallest of everyone that was in the league. So like, you know, it was a little difficult for me. And yeah, he just, I didn't hear from them about it. So yeah, I mean, it's not a big thing. I think once I move overseas, I will try and squeeze myself into a whole lot more of these things so that I can stream, so that I can be part of things, do stuff with other people, collabs or whatever. I'll do it a lot more once I can actually stream and do it live. Davis Langoff. Is that background music in the beginning from the Cube World playlist? And would you continue your Cube World playthrough when the game is updated? I would definitely continue it. I don't know in which way, shape or form, if it'll be the same or not. I went and looked at my Cube World playlist, and my god, what I did with that was actually crazy. Like, I actually recorded Helene's point of view on her PC and then edited those pieces in of her character. It was really good. That was such a good Let's Play. Then I had the heavily edited videos in between as well. I went back and I looked, and I'm very proud of that Let's Play. So I'm not sure it'll be the same, but yeah, I'll definitely play it again. As for the music, I think that it was all from Final Fantasy VIII. The first track at the beginning was it Balam Garden from Final Fantasy VIII soundtrack, and then Blue Fields? Those are the two that were first and second. But it was Final Fantasy VIII, not Cube World. Morton Ordegaard. Hey Lumin, asking the hard questions. How would you rank the Blizzard games and how much you enjoy playing them? Good question. Tough question. I wouldn't really be able to. Honestly, right now, I would probably rate Overwatch and Hearthstone number 1. They would be tied at number 1 because I spend equal amounts of time in them and I enjoy them for different reasons equally. So they would have to tie at number 1. At number 2, I'm going to put StarCraft 2 just because I know in just a couple of days from now, in like a week from now, I'm going to be playing the Legacy of the Void campaign, and so much cool stuff is coming with Legacy of the Void, but I can't really put it there because right now I'm not really playing it. God, it's difficult. And then there's Heroes of the Storm and Diablo and World of Warcraft. Those would all be tied at number 2. They would actually all be tied at number 2. And yes, you're asking the hard questions here because I can't answer them. Like, I've been playing a bit of Heroes on and off with Helene, and it's just so fun. It's actually fun when you play with someone in the same room as you. Diablo, man, I spent a ridiculous amount of time playing during this latest season, and I enjoyed it. I'm actually thinking of surprising Helene with a little Diablo date tonight because we need to level our hardcore characters, and I'm thinking that, I'll just tell her, like, hey girl, hey girl, let's play some Diablo together. Just because. That's like completely off topic. But I would have a really tough time ranking them. To be perfectly honest with you, I will just say that currently Overwatch and Hearthstone are top, and as new games come out, as new updates come out, the rest of them will shuffle. So I think that StarCraft's going to take that number 2 spot, and then Warcraft will move up when Legion comes out, probably overtake that again, and then when the Diablo expansion's announced, bonks, up it goes. That's just how it's going to always be. I enjoy them all, but I do actually think that there's a special place in my heart for both Hearthstone and Overwatch. They'll probably always be number 1. Then, Tali, Zora, Naraya. Okay, Mr. Lumin, here's another question. What's your opinion on microtransactions in games? For example, there's an option to buy unlock packs with real money in Mass Effect and Dragon Age Inquisition. You could, of course, unlock them using the in-game money, credits, and gold that you get from simply playing the game. Like me and others I know, did it in that way. Okay, so I myself have no problem with it as long as the items you get are random and not exclusive to use in money. I hope all is well. Kila Selai. So, I'm a big fan of microtransactions if they're done right. And I'm a big fan of a game company being able to support themselves because there are people out there that have some money to spend. But if they're done right and fairly, that's one thing. But if they're done terribly and unfairly and unethically, then that's a completely different story. And then I am completely against it. So, if, as you say, as an example, Mass Effect 3 and Dragon Age Inquisition have them available for real money plus the in-game currency, then I think it's great. Like, that's really good. I will give you an example. World of Warcraft, okay? Microtransactions. So, within the next couple of months, World of Warcraft will be offering character transfers, race changes, renames, and the tokens, and maybe even all the stuff on the store, like the mounts and pets and stuff, for gold. And they'll do this by allowing people to buy it with real money and then putting it on the in-game auction house for gold. So they'll sell it to players in the game, so players in the game will be able to spend in-game currency to get them, and those other guys, they get gold back for it. I think that's a great system. I think World of Warcraft is doing it right at the moment, and it's good. It's like a win for everyone. So people who don't want to spend real money on the game and instead want to spend time on the game, so they want to grind a little bit of gold, use that gold to buy what they want, those people, they have a way of doing it. That's great. That's fair. Then the people who have some money to spare, real money, because maybe they get paid a lot at their job, maybe, they got a bonus here or there, whatever, it doesn't matter, they got real money to spend, they can do that as well. They can make themselves happy. I think that's great. There's never really in that way an issue then. There's never anything that's exclusive to that or exclusive to that. There's obviously no way that any of this is going to give you a advantage when you play in the game. Because, it's all cosmetic and it's all just fun stuff, or it's just a service that anyone could otherwise get themselves. So, I'm a big fan of microtransactions if they're done right, but if they're done wrong, then they just suck, and the people who did that should rethink everything. And there are cases where it's done wrong, where they actually give you big proper advantages in-game where they aren't available using in-game currency, stuff like that. So, again, big fan if they're done right. I think that they would, in most cases, enrich your gameplay experience. And that's a good thing, right? Next. Navina Weiss. Hey, Lumin. Thank you for answering my questions. Thank you for not ignoring anyone and responding to all of us. It's a seldom sight to see on YouTube. I want to do it as long as possible. I think there's a question down here about that, which I'll get to in just a minute. So I'm not going to answer or talk about that right now. I'll rather just get to your questions. So my new series of questions for you. Sorry if they've been answered already. Could you please give us a tour of the pics behind you on the wall? I'm curious about those. I've been curious about those for a while. So I would gladly. There's actually a map over there that you can't see of Britannia, which I would love to have there. There's 2 paintings by Helene right in front of me as well, which I'd love to show you too. But I'm not going to turn the webcam around right now. The ones behind me, this is the Skyrim map. That's the province of Skyrim. I like it. I like it a lot. It's beautiful. I like maps. Like, I enjoy putting maps on my wall for some reason. This whole series over here, these are from the Guild Wars 2 Collector's Edition, and they are just beautiful pieces of art. It's art from the game. Like, that's probably the Far Hinterlands or whatever. That's like a big beast with a little raid in the bottom corner here. That's Ritlock Brimstone fighting some fire demon. That's a human. I don't know. That's a Sylvari. I don't know. But it's just nice art. I just thought it was beautiful art and I wanted to frame it. They are proper, like, hard, solid pieces of art inside there. Like, it's not just a little poster or whatever that I printed with my home printer here. We got that with the collector's edition, so it's very nice quality wise. That's a map of Sanctuary from Diablo. I'm showing it to you now in the middle of the day here, where the glare is so bad that you can't really see it, but in my other videos, if you do happen to see it, that's a map of Diablo 3's Sanctuary. Okay, and then this one is my pride and joy. This is a poster, a very hard poster. It's actually hard plastic. Okay, so it's like really sturdy. I carried this on the plane with me. This is from one of the earlier BlizzCons. You can see it's from the one where Diablo 3 was first announced, basically, so many years ago. And the poster itself, it is very limited, like it doesn't exist. They don't make these anymore, obviously. And what it is basically a wedding gift from the entire Blizzard Europe office. So the story behind it is that I went there in January, the January before I was getting married, and I saw them all there. Okay. Oh, no, wait. I went there after. Right, hold on, wait. I'm trying to remember when I went there. It doesn't really matter. Okay, I went there, and I had the night before the wedding. Okay, so we went there after I got married, right? Or was it before? I have a terrible memory. But basically, the night before our wedding, I went on this Brawl with the Blues thing in StarCraft 2 where we played arcade games and stuff. That was literally 12 hours before I was going to get married. I sat here playing StarCraft arcade games with Day 9 and a bunch of other people, plus the StarCraft guys from the Blizzard Europe community team, and it was great fun and stuff like that. And then I went to visit them in Versailles, in Paris, in France, and they just had this surprise waiting for me. Everyone had signed it. Everyone in the entire team, they wrote little messages and stuff for me on it. And it says there, top right, congratulations on getting married. Well done, congratulations. Lumin too strong. Good game, have fun. Congratulations, and so on and so forth. And this they gave to me when we went for the Community Influencers Summit. So there was a whole bunch of other people there. Athene, Ecop. I think at that point Trolden was not famous yet. He was nobody. He wasn't there. It would have been nice if he was there, of course. Who else was there? A bunch of people. I mean, I paid mostly attention to the Blizzard people. Spent a lot of time with them there, talking to them there, and they surprised me with this. And man, I was on the verge of tears. It was the most amazing thing. Like, receiving a gift like this from a company like Blizzard, who you've idolized and enjoyed their games of so long, and like, you just, man, it was so nice. Okay, so that's really special to me. Really, really special to me. And yeah, that's why it's dead center in the middle of the wall over here. It was just such a nice thing for them to do. It was actually Sam, his name is Sam, from the StarCraft and Heroes team that organized this. And man, he also actually escorted us Europeans to BlizzCon 2014. He was with us there. I have had nothing but good times with him and the other community representatives from Blizzard EU, and I absolutely can't wait to move closer to them so that I can, like, return the favor. I don't know. You know, I actually sent them just this morning a mail saying, hey guys, good luck with BlizzCon. I appreciate everything you do. Maybe, you know, you have a thankless job and maybe you don't get enough words of encouragement, but I just want to send you this mail and say, I appreciate everything. It's not going unnoticed. You guys are doing amazingly well, and good luck with this weekend, because even though they are like half the planet away, a couple of 1,000 miles away, they still have so much to do over this weekend. Just with BlizzCon and all the new stuff that gets announced and all that, they are busy. The PR people, the community people, the social media people, they are busy all weekend long. So I sent them a nice mail with some kind words in saying just, you know, good luck, have fun, make the best of it, and thank you for everything. And, well, I just thought that that was the least I could do. Because, man, they do a lot for us. They do. And Blizzard is like the first company that has been so personal with me. Like, I have a relationship with a lot of people at Blizzard, and it means a lot to me. Okay, it means a lot to me. Like other games and stuff that I've covered over the years, I haven't had that same kind of interaction. So yeah, there you go. Wow, I'm talking about so much other stuff now. I just thought I'd say that. You know, put that in there. Number 2, what Hearthstone adventure would you like to see released the most? Karazhan. Karazhan would be sick. It would be so much fun, and I just think that the flavor and the feel of the Karazhan raid, for those that don't know, it was released back in TBC, in Burning Crusade, 10-man raid, very cool, like so much personality in that raid that it would make an amazing adventure. So that's what I'd like to see. I don't think they'd release it now. Like, they'd want to keep that far away from Naxxramas and like the other undead stuff that they've done. I don't know what they're going to do next. Honestly, I think that Icecrown Citadel could be fun as well, and I would not be surprised if Icecrown Citadel was the next one that we see. I don't know, but I'd like to see Karazhan. Since you are of German descendants, what's Helene's national background? She's Afrikaans, she's South African. She does actually have some great grandparents that are German or something, I don't know, and that's a thing, but for the most part, like her family and stuff, they're all from South Africa. She grew up in Pretoria, I don't know, like up there. They moved down here when she was a little older, but she's been around here for a while now in this country, and she's Afrikaans. She speaks a mean English now, of course, but Afrikaans. Which of the Guild Wars 1 campaigns and expansions was your favorite? Which class did you play? Which class from all of the campaigns was your favorite? Thank you in advance. So, I have an itchy leg right now. I don't know why my shin is itching. And Nero's having a good nap behind me. I, funny enough, enjoyed Guild Wars 1's base campaign the most, by far. Old Ascalon was literally my favorite area in the entire game. Okay, that, like, it just did it for me. I've probably played that the most as well, and the feel, the brightness, the happy, warm colors, all of that was great, and I just have the fondest memories of it as well. I think that after that, I kind of liked the Assassin a lot, but before I was exposed to that, because I played a lot of Guild Wars when it first came out, so before I was exposed to all the expansion stuff, I enjoyed Monk the most, which was actually a healer, funny enough, and I used to multi-class Monk and Ranger. Both very cool. I like the Pets of Ranger, but I like the Monk for just the feel of it and the look of the armor and stuff. I liked Monk. I don't know, at that time I liked Monk. I wasn't True Shot Lumin yet, I didn't like the bows and arrows yet. I enjoyed Monk. But, I mean, the other factions was really cool as well. I loved the theme of factions. I point over there because we've got the expansion boxes standing there. I think that I would probably say second would be factions for me. And I think with factions came the Assassin as well, right? I like that too. Alyssa Lawson. Why do you always play female characters in games? I'm not trying to be cheeky, just wondering. Also, if you play Divinity Original Sin Enhanced Edition, I have it on the PS4. It's an old school type RPG, kind of like Baldur's Gate 2 and Dragon Age Origins. I play females in games because I like to sort of have a nice character to look at, and I mean, I'm not the kind of person that is like, okay, I gotta make myself in the game. Sometimes I do that, of course. I gotta make myself in the game, or I have to make a character that like fully represents me in the game. That's not how it is. I make a character that I think looks nice, is pretty, that I want to look at, that I want to put in nice armor and stuff like that. I like the way they look, you know? And that's the main reason. And to me, it's not really a thing, you know? If you play a male or female character, it shouldn't really matter. Your character is your character, you are you. Unless you like role-playing and stuff, it's two separate things. Funny enough, I've actually got a really interesting project that I'm going to do at some point in the not-too-distant future that I don't want to spoil, but it's going to involve characters and stories being told, and I'm not sure which game I want to link it to just yet, but it's going to be really fun, and I think it's the kind of thing that will work whether I have a female character or a male character, and I will be involved like heavily in it and telling the story. It's going to be really cool. I can't talk about it. I want to talk about it, but I can't. I'm still just trying to see how I'm going to fit it in on my channel and make it like work in which game and whatever. But Divinity Original Sin Enhanced Edition, I've played the original Divinity Original Sin. The Enhanced Edition is just better, right? I played it when it first came out, and it seemed good. It seemed really good. I don't know, like a lot of inspiration from Ultima 7 and Baldur's Gate and Dragon Age Origins and all that stuff, and I like that a lot. I think that it's something that I really should have spent more time with. I think that it's something that I would have enjoyed a lot if I had spent more time with it, but I don't know, when it came out, I had so much other stuff going on that I just didn't actually play it. I've got it though. I do own it, so maybe at some point I will play it with Helene, and we'll have a good time. But yeah, I really like the look of it. I've got it on PC, obviously, not on PS4. It must be interesting on console, though. I don't know. Celtic Uchu. Konnichiwa, Lumin. I have a question for you to point a finger at. I dare you. Celtic Uchu. Watching you. But I'm going to answer the question anyway. When you move to Europe and you're able to stream, it'll likely mean growth for the Tales of Lumin brand. So when you become popular enough to get invited to guest at conventions, what will your requirements be? I.e., of course, travel and accommodation is covered, but would you ask or demand for anything more? Yes, I think I would ask for a framed photo of Nero on my bed, surrounded by chocolates and rose petals. Just because. Nero's my favorite dude, and I'd like to take him everywhere, even if I can't take him there. No, but seriously, I am so easy when it comes to stuff like that, that if anyone had to pay for my travel and accommodation and like just organize things for me, that would be great. And even that said, even if I have to organize the travel and accommodation myself, I would sometimes try and go out of my way to go to events and stuff. When we move to Germany, and if I'm actually a little bit more successful than I am right now, then I would strongly consider it. I would love to go to like Gamescom. I mean, we're going to be in Germany. We're going to be damn close to where Gamescom is happening, so I'd love to do that. Of course. BlizzCon. I'm telling you right now, BlizzCon 2016, I will be there. I will go to BlizzCon 2016, even if I have to pay myself. By then, I will be more successful. I will hopefully be earning slightly more money than I am right now, and hopefully I'll be able to save up, and maybe even take my wife with me. Because for Helene, that would be a dream holiday, a dream come true, something that I think at this point she would never even imagine would happen. Like, she will lose it. If I could surprise her with it, maybe if we live in overseas, I could secretly organize for my parents to come, stay at our place, watch Nero for a couple of days, maybe a week or so, and then I could surprise Helene with a trip to America and to oh man, that would be literally the best thing ever. So one day I'd like to do that. But Again, I got a little off topic. Bonus question. You didn't see this one coming, did you? More finger pointing. There's actually another question after this. At what point, even if it's guessing just for down the road, will the Q&A be deemed too big, number or length of questions, for you to continue it in its current form? Or would you retire the Q&A at some point? Keep up the good work, Lumin. I look forward to when you can get more diverse content up. I've been trying, and I will definitely be getting more diverse content up soon. But at what point? That's tough to say. I want that point to be a very long way away from now. I think that the Q&A will never really retire. It'll always be here in some way, shape, or form, and I'd like to always do it. So I will try my utmost to make it work, and if I have to cut a few questions out, then that's fine. I think that that would be okay, and I think that if someone really, really badly wants a question answered, they could firstly say so in the question, or secondly, they could just leave it on every single Q&A until I answer it. Whatever. I don't even care about that. I don't mind. That's fine. So I want to keep it going, and if I get to a point where I get too many questions, then that's a good thing, right? That means that things are going well. But I will try and make it work for as long as possible. And the Q&A will definitely stick around. Got a third line of questions for you. I know. More finger pointing. YouTube Red starts in November. Now, for the US only at the moment, that changes the way your channel would generate income. Income is coming from a pool instead of per ad view. Of course, YouTube will still work in the same way without a Red subscription. After November, if your income is significantly affected, what are your plans? I know various creators are looking at pushing more merch sales and going to Patreon. Would either of these be an option for you? I know Patreon in Europe, you'd have to deal with VAT. Since you want to start up Twitch when you're out of South Africa, could you enable subscriptions now and start getting a check from Twitch subs? Would something like PayPal donations and tips work for you as well? So all of those things would work, and all of them are things that I've considered. Of course, I mean, I sell t-shirts right now, but I mean, I don't expect people to go out and buy these t-shirts as they are right now on district lines. You can find the link below if you want to, because, I mean, sure, they've been around for a while. They're not the most amazing design ever, but I mean, I like my t-shirt. They're super comfortable. This t-shirt itself, it's a really nice fit for me. The material's nice. It's like nice and soft. This is one of the things that I asked them to do, is make it nice and soft, and the logo, like, it mustn't be plasticky or whatever. This is nice. This is real nice. If I can, like, so you know, fine. If I can get people to buy more merchandise, that's great. I don't even know where I was going with that now. Sorry. And Patreon is something that I want to maybe consider closer to when we move. And again, like I answered at the start of this video, the question about getting a job. Okay, and like at any means, just getting ourselves overseas. So if by early next year, things are not going our way yet, if we've got our passports and we're ready to go, but things are not going our way yet, then maybe I'll make a Patreon account and try and, like, I don't know, push a little to get a bit extra to get us over there, to get us set up there. From anyone that wants to, even just donate $1 or $2 here or there, it obviously helps a lot. I'll consider that then. As for the merchandise sales, I've been slacking on that, and I've not been pimping out the t-shirts, and I've not been working on new designs yet. I want to work on new designs. I really badly want a t-shirt with Neuropuppy on. Like, I have to do it. He needs to be immortalized on a t-shirt, and I will buy 100 of them myself. Damn it. I will do it. Patreon? Yes, as well. I'll consider that too. I can't enable Twitch subs because I'm not a partner on Twitch TV yet, so that's not an option yet. I think you need to actually stream for a bit, get a couple of views and stuff before you can enable Twitch subs. But maybe because I've got a lot of connections, I know a lot of people. I actually know quite a few people, you know, at Twitch or that work closely with people at Twitch that I could speak to. So maybe if I start streaming or whatever, I could quite easily and quite quickly get myself subscriptions enabled, so then I could at least get a bit from there. But yeah, I think that YouTube Red is going to, and that's actually the core question here, it's going to change things a little bit, but I mean, at this point, I don't really earn that much from YouTube that it would affect me in any huge way regardless. Like, a lot of my views, most of my views come from the US. So we'll have to see. I haven't really gotten a look at the analytics from November yet. But by the end of November, which is supposed to be one of the highest paying months for YouTubers, we'll see. And I'll probably report back to you guys, let you know what's happening. I do also receive PayPal donations from time to time, and I thank everyone personally for them. And if you have sent a donation recently, thank you. I mean, like, I really appreciate it. It's not something I will ever ask anyone to do, or like push anyone to do. But if you have a little bit extra and you want to help out, then that's fine. It's always only if you can afford to do it. Because a lot of people, like I said, again, with the microtransactions thing, they have extra money. They earn a lot more than some other people, and they want to support someone, then that's fine. So this was a good question, and this is an important question, and these are all things that I'm considering, and I need to actually, if I want to be successful at this, I need to think about a lot more than I do right now. Because what I do now is I obsess about getting gameplay up, getting commentary up, getting videos done, and like doing the social media side of things and sending emails and stuff. But then I miss out on a whole another large portion of what it means to be in this business, and that's like merchandise and Patreon, and oh man, it's tough. Okay, that's all I'm saying, is it's pretty difficult for me to keep up with everything that's going on, but I want to, and I will definitely going forward work on this stuff more. So I will probably be able to, at some point in the not too distant future, offer more variety in terms of merchandise, not just this one specific t-shirt, and I'm hoping that you guys appreciate and enjoy that. So I'll let you know when that happens, of course, but look forward to a Nero Puppy t-shirt at some point. Maybe I need to find the right artist to do it. Maybe I need to get someone to redo the logo a little bit if Helene doesn't want to do it, and make it more appealing for a t-shirt. Maybe there are other options, who knows? Okay, but like the district lines and the t-shirt that I've got now, it's been around for a long time. I've sold a couple here and there, but it's after the first 2 months, I think I didn't really sell a lot, and like I haven't really been making a consistent income from it, but that's again my fault. So I'll see what I can do about that. But thank you for asking, because it's something that I need to remind myself about every now and then. So there you go. I consider myself reminded right now. But I'm done. That was the last question. Thank you very much, Celtic Uchu. It's always a pleasure. And everyone else, of course. Especially Eisengott with the German ones. You can check back here soon for more. Hope you guys enjoy BlizzCon this weekend. And if you want to leave any questions regarding anything, please do so. Don't worry about just asking BlizzCon questions. Anything is fine. Okay? So there you go. Check back soon for more again. Give it a like, share it, and do all that good stuff. Look forward to lots and lots of good content, because I'm going to try my best to make it happen, and all that other good stuff. Again, happy that.